Okay, so right now we have an 8400 N-Rider Raymond. The customer complaining that it doesn't drive. So let's test it out right now. Do key on. Key on. Alright, display. There's no code. And even on the controller, you see the blinky lights. It's blinking 1 per second, so that means that the controller actually went through its self-test and didn't find any problems. So when you put the handle down, as so, right, no reaction, no drive, but the controller is still blinking 1 per second. So what it means to me is that the controller is waiting for an input, and the more likely input is from this brake switch. So but when you put the handle down, you see the light coming on that sensor. So the question now is it reaching the actual computer? We look at the schematics, and the brake switch is supposed to be right here, JP 1-17. This is a sensor. This is that sensor for the brake switch. So what the sensor would do is when you put the handle down, it would detect the presence of the metal on this end, on the base, and it would actually pull that line down to negative. So let's test it out on this end. So at key on, 6 volts. Okay, and then let's test it out on the sensor end, which is right here. Okay, on the sensor end, it's 11.9. And when I bring the handle down, it goes to 0.8. So 11.94, bring the handle down, it goes to 0.8. So close to the negative, which is 0.8. So that sensor is working. But on this end, connect it up again to the computer end, it's only a 6 volts, and then you bring the handle down, there's no change. So this is more likely going to be a wiring problem now, because the sensor is working, but the signal is not reaching the computer. Now, to be able to test it out or to prove it, because this line is supposed to be pulled by the sensor to a ground, what I'm going to try to do is bypass it to the negative. So this line is hooked up to the controller, and the sensor is supposed to pull it down to ground. It's the same line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to bypass that wire and give my own negative to that line. Okay, main contactor kicked in, no problems. Let's try to drive this. And there you go. So that proves that the controller is okay, motor's okay, obviously. The sensor we know is okay. So this is going to be a wiring problem. Anywhere from past this connector up to where it leads to the computer, we have a break in the wire. So being that we were able to prove that by just doing a bypass test, I can already call this a fix, and the only thing I have to do now is look at where the break is and fix it.